Hey there, everyone. It's Aura, and I'm back doing another video. Um, and I'm totally raw right now, man. Like I'm in my pajamas. I got my cat sitting in my lap while I'm gonna do a channeling session. So I hope you guys don't mind. But so anyway, that was kind of weird. He just started like flapping his tail. It's funny. Anyway, so really wanted to do this one, and this is probably going to be a very intense channeling session, and because earlier I had wrote down some other stuff earlier, and I got this, my ear started ringing, and it was so low. Like the frequency was so low. Like I was just like, my head was about to explode. And I was like, okay, wait, all right, I'm going to do this later. And I was in the middle of, kind of like doing homework and stuff like that. And, I was in the middle of doing, stuff regarding my school and stuff like that. But, it kind of like not mind boggled me, but I just, I was like, all right, I will do this one definitely later. But like, I felt like my head was about to explode. I was just kind of like in the moment, I was really in the moment, and it was before I I do my ritual, like my special rituals before I even start channeling and before I even start recording and stuff like that. But she just kind of like popped out and was like, there you are, Aura. I've been looking for you everywhere. There you are. It was kind of like that. But anyways, lots of things kind of coming through. And this singer, I don't know, man. Like he did some really weird things to kind of get where he is, like it's more dark than ever, and it's kind of really scary, actually. And I feel like a lot of people that really maybe grew up with him, know him, whatever, it kind of feels like to me that very, I don't want to use the word unrecognizable, but I mean, you could definitely say that, to say the least. But at the same time, what I really want to say is he did some really like kind of creepy stuff to get there. Like, so earlier when I had flipped the page over on the other side of the Charlie Kirk reading, and he like performed some type of ritual, and it almost feels like he went out and like found himself a book and just randomly did a ritual for himself. Okay. But whatever ritual he did so that he could become famous or whatever it was that he was trying to accomplish, it kind of backfired because of everything coming out right now. But it's almost like he contacted or conjured something. But the reason, it's a little bit more to it than that. And I know, maybe some of you will believe this. I don't know if you will believe this or not, but it's more because I kind of see him like sitting in this really dark room, lighting candles and like, you know, I don't want to say praying to something, but kind of like holding his hands up and like offering something to some type of entity or something like that. But the candles are like black. It's in a really dark room. Something along those lines as well. He performed some type. I don't know if it's, you know, a ritual or this is just, you know, something that he just randomly, you know, does every day. But there is a connection here with that and the attention that he was getting, like the success that kind of started to take off. Okay. But, and I don't even think anybody even knows that he did this either. I don't think anybody really knows. Maybe like one or two people kind of know. But, there is, the thing is it's like after he kind of did this, things kind of started taking off, but he also started changing. Like he started, I want to say like he got very, almost like another side to him kind of coming out, like where there's, you know, anger, like just almost like he's possessed in some way, in some aspect, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't think I've said this in a lot of my readings where people become possessed for whatever reason, right? I don't think I've said that. I got some gas, I'm sorry guys. But I don't think I've said that too many times in a lot of my readings, or, you know, in a lot of, you know, some of the missing person cases that I've done in the past. But it's kind of, it really does feel like possession of some sort, spiritual possession, spiritual attacks and stuff like that from whatever conjuring thing that he did, because that's what this kind of feels like. It feels like he did something like that. I kind of see him offering something, and making some type of offering to, you know, in that aspect. Okay. And the other thing too is, because he did that, it just turned very dark. It turned very dark. It turned very, maybe even demonic as well. I you know, that's really what I want to say. And I'm, you know, usually when I'm doing these, it's completely setting this aside too. I don't know why, but like, you know, I just got my camera going, sat down, and usually I'm playing sounds in the background for myself, you know, to let things kind of flow. But now, like, it's just it's so quiet in here, and it's so, you know, dead quiet. So I mean, you could hear a pin drop, an explosion, but wow. So Celeste went missing in 2024. All right. 9 minutes in, and I haven't even started talking about Celeste. Celeste went missing in 2024. All right. There was a longing for her wherever she was. There's like a longing for her to actually go home, like to go back to her family. I kind of feel that about her. She, wherever she was, she actually really did want to go home, but there were blockages with that. There were a lot of blockages with that, going home. wanting to go back to her family, wanting to return, but also no contact with her family, nothing. Like, it's this happened, you know, she transitioned a while ago. Like, she transitioned a while ago. And this was this is pretty brutal. So, you know, again, these this so the singer David, he has a lot of, it's not psychic attacks, whatever it is that he had conjured up. I mean this, he conjured up something, okay, but whatever he conjured up, it's kind of like it came at a price, and whatever it was that he sacrificed, or whatever it was that he was offering, it wasn't good enough. It's not what they wanted. They wanted something else, this entity, whatever it was. Like, I almost want to say that he went out and got himself a book and just randomly started doing something, which is, you know, is not something that you kind of really do. But this girl, Celeste, wanted to go home. That's what I'm sensing about her. Like, she wanted to go home, and wherever she was, there were blockages. She's been for this is brutal. Like, this is really brutal. This these psychic attacks, okay, and I again, I don't know if I would call them psychic attacks. These I feel like these spiritual attacks, or this possession with this singer, because that's what this is. Like, you know, if you've ever seen the movie The Exorcism, very similar to that. This guy gets very violent, very, you know, obnoxious. And like, even the littlest, you know, kind of things really get to him. They really do. He whatever it was that he conjured up, it's almost like it kind of possessed this guy. And like, almost like it's not him. It's not him anymore. And I wouldn't be surprised if his family or somebody kind of close to him, or used to be very close to him, kind of stepped away because he started acting like that. But whatever it was that he conjured up, whatever, you know, whatever he dabbled into, it kind of, it took over him a lot. And this is really dark. Like, this is very dark. And what happened to this girl is it almost feels like a spirit took over this guy and something happened to her in that aspect. He had a lot to lose, of course, especially if she went home, you know, like he had a lot to lose. It's like she wanted to come home because it was getting to a point with her where it's like she had too much freedom. She had too much access to things that she shouldn't be doing. Like, you know, it's like she was kind of really getting into like partying and drinking and stuff like that too. But it's kind of like she had too much access to that, and it's like, I want to go home now. I've had enough, you know. And not a lot of teens will say that, but this really does feel like her witnessing something very dark and very evil and being scared so bad that she wanted to come home. That's what this really feels like. She witnessed something incredibly dark and evil, and it was just like, I need to get out of here. But by the time that she realized that, it was too late, way too late for her. Okay, so I want to see the other thing. I'm trying to look and see what happened with this car, because her being in there, obviously, right? There's another person in this. There's another person in this. I kind of feel like there's a third energy here, but when she it almost feels like there is a third energy here, but ooh, yeah, but very, it's kind of like they know what happened to this girl. Like they have an idea of what happened. But there is a third energy here. And I almost want to say, like, I kind of see like 3 people sitting in that car. Literally, I see like kind of 3 people sitting in that car. Or more maybe, but it kind of feels like 3. Wherever this girl was, it's like she saw something and she got so scared. But when she was trying to leave, somebody was stopping her. Somebody was trying to stop her from leaving. And it was mainly like, it's like out of fear of, you're not going to tell anybody that you're here, or, you know, like it kind of like there's this insecurity here of, I have a lot to lose here. But she witnessed something very like, maybe like an act, or, you know, like somebody kind of, it's like she witnessed something that very much altered her perception of I got something in my eye. It's kind of like it changed her mind. I almost want to say like it's kind of like she was I almost want to say like she was held prisoner. That's what this kind of feels like being held captive, prisoner. Being held captive, being held prisoner against her will. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Trickery. Mind games as well. Like, I want to see what happened with this car, though. I think I said that before. It's almost like there's a third, like it almost does feel like there is a third person here that was there. This guy David, he's a loose cannon. Like it's just kind of like, you know, light him up and then boom, he explodes, you know. He's a loose cannon. It's pretty bad. He dabbled, I swear, you know, he dabbled into something. It's kind of like I know I keep repeating myself, but it's almost like he dabbled in something. Like one day he just decided, I want to be famous and I'll do whatever it takes to do what I got to do. But whatever it was that he dabbled into, and it's kind of like he offered something. But whatever it was that he offered, it wasn't good enough. And that's why this is happening, because they didn't want it. Whatever it was that he offered, they didn't want it. There is something here about the back, though, like having somebody's back turned, especially with Celeste. Like, I almost want to say, like, this does feel like something that occurred when she's not looking, or when her back is turned. Like, that's when it happens. And it's kind of like if she would have survived that, she wouldn't remember. Like, like when you're in a coma and you don't remember, you don't remember certain things when you wake up from being in a coma. It's kind of like that. Like, there's a sense of not remembering everything with her. Like, not remembering why she was there when she was there. That's what this feels like. But there is something here about having somebody's back turned, especially for her, having like her back turned, and that's kind of like, that's like the end all be all. There's a third, like there is most definitely like a third energy here. Like, I don't know. This is not like, it feels more mysterious than anything. Like, it feels like the third energy that is here. And whatever energy this is, I don't feel like it's associated with this guy's like possession or something like that, but this is like somebody else who maybe wasn't there, but has an idea of what happened to this girl. This guy's really dangerous, FYI. He's very dangerous. Ticking time bomb. It's pretty, it's pretty intense. she got scared. It's kind of like, you know, like when you first meet somebody, right? And I'm not nowhere near saying that she first met David in any way, but it's kind of like you get a taste of them, but after you get a taste of them, you kind of see the whole picture. But for her, something happened with her where there was an incident and it scared the crap out of her. Something happened and it scared the crap out of her. And it's like she wanted to leave, or she wanted to get back home. I'm over this. I want to go home now, you know, but lots of blockages there. It's almost like she was held prisoner or something like that, like, you know, held against her will, like, you know. Okay, I want to something happened with her back turned. Like there is something here about her, you know, turning her back and then it happening. That's the end all be all. And if she would have survived, it's like she wouldn't have been able to recall it. Like it would she would wake up and it would be like almost like waking up from like a coma, not remembering, you know, not remembering certain things. So wherever the car, also the other thing is wherever the car was found, that's where it happened. FYI, like that is where it happened. It's like that is kind of where it happened. He's I don't know, but this also does kind of feel like he's really like into like swords, maybe like knives. I don't know, like this also kind of feels like he's into stuff like that, this guy David. But this is also, you know, it's stemming from you know, I also really do feel like he's into knives. Or I kind of see him like, you know, waving a blade around and kind of playing with it. And what's so very interesting on a side note, is whoever whoever like found this vehicle and then moved it, you just destroyed this is a side note. You destroyed evidence. Literally. I'm pretty sure. Like you yeah. Lots of evidence got destroyed. So all right, I need to make a prediction and then I'm going to wrap up this reading, okay? Oh boy. They're going to interview I want to say I'm hearing like the number 6 right now. All right. So I'm kind of feeling like maybe in the next either 6 days or 6 weeks, not 6 months. In the next few days here, they're going to interview somebody that they're going to interview somebody from David's past. And but it's somebody that's, it's like this is like kind of like the person that's going to lead to either them making some type of arrest or but it's going to be somebody anonymous. Like they're not going to somebody very anonymous. Like even the media, I don't believe is going to be able to figure out who. They might figure it out and then publish it, but it's going to be somebody that either distanced themselves from this guy because of whatever it was that he tapped into, and I do feel like they might know about something about that as well. Yeah. Some type of arrest is definitely going to happen. It's going to happen. And I'm not just saying that either. Like it's kind of like they're going to interview somebody, but it's going to be somebody that I believe either recently like distanced themselves from this guy, or it's going to be somebody that he hasn't talked to in quite some time, and there's a reason for it. Because whatever it was that he did, I just, again, I do see him, lighting these really black, dark candles and sitting in this dark room and like kind of like making this offering, but it's like whatever it was, whatever offering that he made, it wasn't good enough. And because it wasn't good enough, it's just kind of like whatever he dabbled into took over him, and it turned very dark and violent, and it's just, I feel a lot of anger and rage. I do feel like that's probably why my ear was like ringing off the hook, and it was the frequency was so low, and I was like, okay, so that's what we're doing right now. That's what's happening. So anyways, this reading is for universal purposes. I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay. Everybody take care. Take care of yourselves. See ya. Bye for now.